sababu min jooɗima toɓani yoori.
For several years, the northeast of Senegal has suffered from a scarcity of water. For the populations who live from breeding and cereal growing, the current climatic conditions make their and their cattle's daily life extremely precarious. Transhumans, whose movement is determined by climatic conditions, can no longer find places or food to feed their cattle. These images were filmed more than 6 months before the long-awaited rainfall. Here, trees can be used to feed livestock. These women are tapping on the trees to be able to feed their sheep. Transhumance has already been through it all, leaving behind manure that will eventually fertilise the land when the rains come. The Ersan survey conducted in October 2014 revealed a decline in food security and increasing risk of famine. Of a total population of 560,000, 70,000 individuals suffer from food insecurity, and this number has continued to increase because of the continuing drought. According to the results of the most recent SMART survey in 2014, the Matam region has 19% global acute malnutrition rates, and according to this study, the prevalence of global wasting, or acute malnutrition, is at 9%. 3.5% of the population screened were diagnosed with severe acute malnutrition. Aware of this situation, the US Agency for International Development, USAID, has financed humanitarian aid projects around Matam and Podor. This emergency project is designed to support the production of cereals and vegetables, as well as to maintain the livestock capital via the distribution of foods, and in this way provides food security for vulnerable populations. Abdoulaye Camara, a local resident, has gone to the banks of the Senegal River to purchase some rice straw for his livestock. Unfortunately, he cannot afford to buy enough. He has entrusted a part of his herd to a shepherd who is now long gone. His family's future depends on his cattle's health, his only security and his one and only asset.
Kañum de ummi ko manque toɓo kam na heen ko woni premier ko manque toɓo sino tomna hay kam fuɗo woodi caɗeele ɗe haysaɗe jamnane forata ko hade toɓani noon ka joom jawdi ala saga jamnat ɗum kam je yummo fof wasa toɓde ɗum kam ne jeeya heen kala joom jawdi hannde biyeteɗo ko pullo jogii caɗeele ha heewi baŋnge jawdi muɗum to baŋnge gurdam jawdi mum en miijo kadi jawdi ndi so tawi ndi wallitaka ndi gasat so nde gasi noon ko affaire fulɓe kam pari.
As for farmers, the lack of rain has had a similar impact. Household resources are endangered, and thus it is becoming problematic to meet the family's food needs. For Demba Sow, the future is uncertain. With the help of his son, Demba is storing his scarce harvest.
So rewino laawol na wurna min lewru ha darto mbo wuri hikka wawa hen ɗaminiɗo ma gawri mum ɓooy lebbi jeegom so woodi so woodan hay toon heɓata toon gasi ko caɗele tan caɗele jiggo ko so joomum tawi ko jiggi tan jiggoto won hen kadi hay ɗum joomum ala won hen hay ɗum jogaka ɗum kam han kadi ko ɗo kay ko neɗɗo yahata faya sonata fuuta to banggue less funnanka.
This causes men who are able to work to migrate from local communities. Only the women, children and elderly will remain in the villages, trapped, waiting for cash or food to arrive from the migrants. These remittances are vital for the survival of the local population, as they play a decisive part in balancing the local economy.
Depuis 2008, la région nord du Sénégal est confrontée à une pluviométrie déficitaire, mettant les populations dans une situation d'insécurité alimentaire notoire, malgré les efforts fournis par l'État et les organisations non gouvernementales. Ce que nous constatons actuellement, que les populations qui n'ont pas un appui consistant, aujourd'hui souffrent terriblement. Les enfants sont dans une situation à risque de malnutrition, le bétail également, devient de plus en plus vulnérable.
The following map provides a breakdown of the Saint Louis and Matam regions in northeast Senegal. These are the areas where the emergency project is being implemented. All the village populations in these areas are affected by drought, although the extent of impact varies significantly from one village to another.
Ngon miijude kam ko mango wonata sabu minen kam demmo kam wayno ko miskin Allah ni sabu ɗo ngoɗo wuro hande hay bitik ara e makko bokum kala ko miɗen mbaɗa min ƴeewat tan gure goɗɗe min gadda kono ɗo kam hay hunde ala ɗo ko fate gurdam ɗam sona ndema ka so ndema ka manki tan min mankirama
heɓe gayno tan ɓe gona tan lakade heɓe gayno e tan hitande ɓe gonta toon hay so lebbi 5 ɓe gonta toon lebbi 2 koɓe nden fotati sawata ɓe garta ɗo e galle mbatta e wonda ko ɗo yawraka Allah tan miɗa wuuri hen tan so ndungu tooɓi tan mi rema
faate ndungu o de ambo manque seeɗa ene waɗi tan dañɓe ene waɗi ɓe dañani ɓe noon kadi ɓuuri hewde e dañɓe ɓe hewɓe dañani hen.
In September 2014, the situation in the field appeared acceptable, although there were some areas facing water stress and scarcity. According to a recent OCHA report published in November 2014, the drop in cereal production is estimated at 40% compared to that of 2013, and at 45% in relation to the last 5-year average. Yet the cattle remains weakened due to insufficient boreholes. Beyond simple economic activity, livestock breeding is a way of life for the local population. This greenery lasts only a few months. It does not allow the cattle to remain there. For villagers, radio is the only channel of communication they have with the rest of the country. Throughout the year, the community radio station shares agricultural and home gardening techniques with the public, highlighting the project's key objective to improve food security of the most vulnerable populations. Information is also disseminated directly in villages like this one in Belly-Berum. While promoting resilience, it is through training and information that market gardening and cereal culture is improved and optimized. Training sessions and community gardens mobilize people living in the area and in neighboring villages. Thus, solidarity and social ties are strengthened. The aim is to disseminate good practice developed in the villages to neighbouring villages. In the absence of rain, water provided by the wells or boreholes is the main source of daily activity for people living in the area. Water supplies green gardens in the middle of a completely dried out environment. These gardens provide an important food source for families. The emergency project provides seeds, effective tools and fencing supplies. Training is at the heart of this project. CECI and OFDA facilitators show the villagers how to extract pesticides from local trees to repel insects and to fertilize vegetables. Traditional local practices and new bioorganic practices, such as the use of the leaf from the local neem tree as a pesticide, have been improved through the use of portable sprays. It's time to harvest. Because the rains were erratic and insufficient in this village, the harvest is poor. The gaps between the rains were too long and produced very few ears. A lot of effort to serve just a few meals and get a little animal feed.
no min jabbinde ko hokkere bonde lomtiɗo no hokki noon ha guese ɗe marñi ha ɓooy kadi hokkiti ni wolno jiiha ɗe puɗɗi ɗum ni nde gone wuftutto ɗe gone jibinde ɗo hokkere kadi ƴettiɗ ɗon ɗon woni hanki ɗin ɗe marñi to ɗe gone jibinde ɗum bonni guese ɗe.
The harvest was not enough to go to market. The cereals will be consumed later. Establishing community food granaries in villages ensures sustainability and will help prevent shortages by putting part of the harvest in reserve for the next dry season. In contrast to traditional barns where grain may be easily damaged by vermin. These granaries prevent cereals being sold when market prices are lowest and buying out when market prices are at their highest, prior to the harvest during the rainy season. Transhumant livestock gathers at boreholes in order to get water. People have to dig deeper than 50 metres to find some water in the area. This is far beyond local people's ability, as it requires the intervention of state support as well as donors.
Rakkalo on sa aɗa andi ko tawi ndungu toɓi tawi ko mawɗum jawdi kam tawi fuɗɗima haar on sa'a noon ko wayno hanti noon ko heddino e jawdi ko haarano fof min goddi ɗumen e ko wayno pucci andi pucci kam rakkal ndunga ceeɗu fof fote mum oɗo sa'a ni ciwa foojde kono ko natne ko foojde goni ko jootede
gollete e nder diwanu waɗi ko ƴewde fof heeɗi tere makko so yiɗen ko haali.
In March, the project undertook more activity to distribute food that allowed the livestock to recover their strength in areas where drought reigns.
Cette situation, elle est récurrente. Depuis 2008, à chaque fois, je crois que de 2008 à maintenant, c'est peut-être l'année 2012 où on a eu un peu une pluviométrie un peu intéressante. Je crois qu'il faudra que l'État, les organisations, les populations revoient un peu leur stratégie pour qu'il y ait donc, au niveau de cette zone des cultures résilientes, donc des cultures adaptées donc, au milieu, des formes d'élevage adaptées au niveau de la zone pour que les populations ne vivent pas continuellement dans des situations d'insécurité alimentaire. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, ce qu'on constate, que les populations de la vallée du Nord sont devenues de plus en plus vulnérables.